Intro. Namaste, friends, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, your guide to navigating life with purpose and prosperity. Are you over 40 and seeking deeper meaning in your relationships and personal growth? Then you've come to the right place. Today, we're diving into a topic that's often misunderstood: is Buddhism against family life? Many believe that the path to enlightenment requires abandoning loved ones, but that's simply not true. We're going to dispel these common myths and reveal how Buddhist principles can enrich your family life. If you find this helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more wisdom. We aim to provide insights for older adults seeking balance, fulfillment, and spiritual growth. Many people hold the mistaken belief that Buddhism necessitates forsaking family ties. This misconception arises from a narrow focus on monasticism, where monks and nuns renounce worldly life, and a neglect of the fact that Buddha's wisdom is intended for everyone, encompassing families, too. It's a perspective that overemphasizes the monastic path while disregarding the universal applicability of Buddhist principles to all aspects of life. This viewpoint overlooks the heart of the middle way, which is centered on balance and mindful engagement with the world, rather than solely a monastic existence. The notion that Buddhist teachings are relevant only to those who have renounced the world is not only inaccurate but also detrimental, as it disconnects the teachings from the everyday experiences of ordinary individuals, including those with families. 107. True liberation, according to the Buddha, is about living in the world with awareness and wisdom, not running away from it. The Buddha's own life is a powerful example. Siddhartha Gautama, before his enlightenment, was a husband and a father. His choice to renounce that life, including his wife and child, was driven by deep compassion. He sought to understand and liberate all beings, including his family, from suffering. As stated in the Samyutta Nikaya, monks, a mother should be regarded as the deity of the home. Similarly, fathers should be regarded as the deity of the home, and you should know that these two are among the true deities to be worshipped. This demonstrates that his path was one of transcendence, not rejection, and he sought to offer the path to enlightenment for all. True liberation, as taught by the Buddha, is about living mindfully in the world with awareness and wisdom, rather than attempting to escape from it. Think of it this way: it is about finding peace and understanding within your current circumstances, not running away from them. The Buddha's own life offers a compelling example of this. Before his enlightenment, Siddhartha Gautama was a husband and a father. His decision to renounce that life, including his wife and child, was motivated by profound compassion. He sought to comprehend and liberate all beings, including his own family, from suffering. Consider the words of the Samyutta Nikaya, which says, "Monks, a mother should be regarded as the deity of the home." Similarly, fathers should be regarded as the deity of the home, and you should know that these two are among the true deities to be worshipped. This demonstrates that his path was one of transcendence, not rejection. He sought to offer the path to enlightenment to everyone, regardless of their circumstances. We hope that you are getting good information from this video. Please like and subscribe to our channel to support Buddhist doctrine. Furthermore, the belief that the monastic path is the only valid path within Buddhism is a misrepresentation of the truth. Monasticism, with its strict discipline and structured environment, is certainly one way of expressing Buddhist practice, but it is not a mandatory requirement for everyone. The Buddha never called for the abandonment of family life. Instead, he offered his teachings as a practical guide for all individuals, irrespective of their lifestyles or circumstances. What's important is that we strive to apply wisdom and compassion in every aspect of our lives, whether we are monks in a monastery or parents raising children. In fact, family life, with its inherent opportunities for growth and learning, can be seen as an incredibly valuable context for putting these principles into practice. It is within the daily experiences of family life that we learn about patience, understanding, forgiveness, and compassion. The challenges and rewards of family life provide fertile ground for developing these essential qualities. The middle way, as it applies to family life, emphasizes finding balance in our relationships. We should strive to avoid being overly attached to our family members, while also ensuring that we are not indifferent to their needs and well-being. It's about living mindfully, free from the extremes of attachment and detachment. It is not about striking a compromise, but rather adopting a balanced and flexible approach that allows us to engage with our relationships without being controlled by our expectations and desires. This approach encourages us to meet life's difficulties with wisdom and compassion, without clinging to happiness or being overwhelmed by suffering. The key is to understand that true love is not about attachment, but it is about embracing, about a feeling of connection and an acceptance of how things are. True love within Buddhist teachings is unconditional, without expectations and accepting of the ever-changing nature of life. The concept of karuna, or compassion, deepens when applied within the context of family. This means actively seeking to understand and alleviate the suffering of those we love. Within the family context, compassion involves listening with an open heart, offering support without judgment, and genuinely wishing for the well-being of each family member. In addition to compassion, metta, or loving kindness, is about genuinely wishing happiness and freedom for our families. It's rooted in deep understanding and acceptance, allowing them to grow without imposing conditions or expectations. As mentioned in the Mangala Sutta, to support one's mother and father is a supreme blessing, demonstrating the significant role family plays in our spiritual journey. Mudita, or sympathetic joy, enables us to celebrate the happiness of our family members without envy, fostering positive and supportive relationships. Are you ready to embrace the Buddhist values and grow? Please like and subscribe to this channel. And finally, upekkha, or equanimity, helps us navigate life's challenges with acceptance and balance. It is a state of mind that allows us to approach life without being swayed by emotional highs and lows. As stated in the Dhammapada, mind precedes all mental states. Mind is their chief. They are all mind-made. This emphasizes the importance of cultivating a peaceful and balanced mind in all aspects of our lives, including our family relationships. These four qualities, compassion, loving kindness, sympathetic joy, and equanimity, provide us with a practical approach to navigating family life. They guide us beyond simply fulfilling our duties, encouraging us to embrace the opportunities for growth, and creating a space of support and harmony within our home. For instance, a Buddhist family might practice metta by taking daily moments to express gratitude and kindness to each other. They might also use upekkha to navigate disagreements with patience and understanding. The family becomes our training ground, where these principles become real expressions of our devotion to the path. Instead of viewing family as an obstacle to spiritual progress, Buddhist teachings invite us to see it as an integral part of our spiritual journey. Family provides an environment that shapes our personal and spiritual development. It's through these interactions that we learn about patience, forgiveness, and understanding. The family is a place where we can truly explore human connection and practice the path. The Buddhist path is based upon interconnectedness, especially with those that are closest to us. Our happiness is intertwined with the well-being of our families. By creating an environment of love and understanding, we are not only improving their lives but also contributing to the well-being of the whole world. The true Buddhist path is not about withdrawing from the world, but engaging with it consciously and with intent. Therefore, let us approach our families with love and kindness, knowing that they are an essential part of our journey. Let's use our family as a place to practice and learn as we all walk together towards enlightenment. This approach to family life is not a hindrance, but a truly wonderful opportunity for growth and for understanding the path. The journey of the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, from prince to ascetic to enlightened teacher, is not just a personal narrative. It is a profound lesson in the relationship between family life and spiritual practice. His life, both before and after enlightenment, serves as a compelling example of how these two aspects of existence are not mutually exclusive, but can in fact be mutually enhancing. Now that you know a little about living a mindful life, please like and subscribe to our channel, so that you will continue to grow and learn with us. Understanding his path requires a deeper appreciation for the choices he made, the connections he maintained, and how he transformed his own family into a powerful vehicle for the expression of his teachings. The common misinterpretation is that because he abandoned his family, his teaching must therefore be against family, but that could not be further from the truth. When explored more fully, we come to discover the true depth of the Buddha's path and how it relates to the context of family. Siddhartha's life before enlightenment was one of luxury, privilege, and familial comfort. He was a husband to Yasodhara, a father to Rahula, and a son to King Suddhodana. This was the life of a prince, shielded from the harsh realities of the world, a life filled with wealth and comfort. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly ideal existence, Siddhartha perceived an undercurrent of suffering, the unavoidable presence of old age, sickness, and death. It is this realization that prompted him to seek a deeper understanding of life, one that would lead him to true liberation from the suffering inherent in the human condition. His departure was driven not by a dislike of his family, but by a deep love and compassion for all beings, including those closest to him. This pivotal decision, the leaving of his palace and his family, is not a rejection of his loved ones, but rather an act of supreme sacrifice. 1017, the term, supreme sacrifice, in the context of Siddhartha's renunciation, refers to his willingness to relinquish his own personal happiness, and that of his family, for the sake of a greater good, the liberation of all beings. It's not that he didn't care for them, but rather that he realized that by pursuing the path of enlightenment, he would be of greater service to all. He understood that his own personal journey, his personal liberation, was inextricably linked to the liberation of all. After his enlightenment, the Buddha did not remain removed from his family. His continued connections with them were not merely ties of obligation, but were expressions of his teachings in action and opportunities for them to grow and learn. His interactions were filled with compassion and wisdom and offer practical guidance on how to integrate spiritual practice into family life. He returned to his kingdom, not as a prince, but as a fully realized being, an enlightened teacher who was able to guide and uplift his family. He did not abandon them or turn his back on them. Instead, he gave them his time, his presence, and his teachings. One of the most poignant examples of the Buddha's continued connection with his family is his relationship with his son, Rahula. Rahula, who was just a young boy when Siddhartha left the palace, eventually became a disciple of the Buddha. Rahula was not forced to renounce his life, but was gently guided by the Buddha, allowing him to gradually progress on his own spiritual journey from within the environment of his family. Likewise, the relationship between the Buddha and his wife, Yasodhara, is incredibly compelling. Initially, Yasodhara, like any wife would be, was devastated when her husband left the palace. However, Yasodhara was not merely a wife who was left behind. She was a strong, intelligent woman who through her own contemplation and learning of the Dharma came to understand the profundity of the Buddha's mission. Their relationship transformed from that of husband and wife to one of mutual respect and spiritual companionship. Later, Yasodhara also chose to embark on the path and became an accomplished bhikkhuni, a female monastic, highlighting her deep commitment and understanding, which is further revealed in the Therigatha, the collection of verses by the early Buddhist nuns. The Buddha's relationship with his father, King Suddhodana, also provides a valuable lesson in the transformative power of the Dharma. Suddhodana was initially heartbroken when his son left, but eventually became a devoted follower and attained enlightenment himself. The Buddha's return to his kingdom, including visits to his clan, the Sakyas, also show his deep concern for their spiritual well-being. He didn't abandon them after his own enlightenment, but returned to guide and support them on the path. These examples from the Buddha's life serve as a powerful reminder that the family dynamic is not an obstacle to spiritual progress. Rather, it can be a vehicle for expressing and embodying the qualities of compassion, wisdom, and understanding. The relationships within the family can provide us with an opportunity to practice and to express all of the core values of the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha demonstrated that these relationships, when approached with intention and awareness, can become opportunities for profound personal and spiritual growth, scriptural guidance, and a balanced perspective. In addition to the Buddha's own life, the Buddha's scriptures offer further instruction on how to cultivate ethical and fulfilling family lives. The Sigalovada Sutta, for example, is an incredibly comprehensive guide to ethical relationships within a household. It details the responsibilities of parents towards their children, the duties of children towards their parents, and the mutual responsibilities between husbands and wives, as well as other significant relationships. The Mangala Sutta also speaks about the importance of family life. It states that supporting one's parents is one of the highest blessings. This teaching challenges the view that worldly concerns should be ignored in favor of spiritual pursuits, and emphasizes the significance of family in the daily life of the practitioner. The Parabhava Sutta warns against the decline that can come about through neglecting familial responsibilities. This sutta highlights the importance of balancing our worldly duties with our spiritual aspirations and the dangers of neglecting our families in favor of material gains or self-centered pursuits. The principles taught in these suttas clearly convey that Buddha's teachings are not against family life. Rather, they provide us with practical guidance to navigate the complex dynamics of family in a way that allows for both personal and communal well-being. The aim is not to reject family, but to engage with it consciously, with kindness and with wisdom. These suttas reveal that it is through the daily interaction within family life that we can cultivate compassion, patience, and loving kindness. They teach us that family is not a distraction, but a path in itself, a path where we can learn more about ourselves and how we interact with the world, and a path that naturally guides us toward liberation. This understanding of the Buddha's life and the guidance contained in Buddha's teachings presents an alternative and more accurate perspective, one that encourages us to see family life not as an obstacle to spiritual development, but as an invaluable opportunity for growth and enlightenment. It invites us to explore family relationships with wisdom and compassion, and to truly integrate the teachings into the very fabric of our daily lives. It guides us to engage fully in all areas of our lives, and particularly our homes, and to embrace the power of love, connection, and devotion. Living mindfully within the family is about approaching all interactions with awareness, intention, and presence. It's about being fully engaged with the moment, rather than reacting habitually. This concept requires us to step out of automatic mode and into conscious awareness, to bring our minds into the present, so that we may be fully engaged with all those around us. This conscious presence invites us to notice what we are thinking and feeling, both for ourselves and for others. The practice of mindful communication is incredibly important, and it's incredibly important within the family, as it involves speaking and listening with awareness, with a deep intention to understand and to be understood. 1812, the practice of mindful communication is incredibly important, and it's incredibly important within the family, as it involves speaking and listening with awareness, with a deep intention to understand and to be understood. It is about speaking truthfully, kindly, and with a purpose, avoiding harmful speech that may cause pain or create disharmony within our relationships. Mindful communication also involves active listening, which means listening not only with our ears, but also with our hearts, with an intention to fully understand the other person's perspective. For example, when a child shares their difficulties at school, parents should listen carefully, without interruption, showing empathy and understanding, rather than rushing to give advice or judgment. By cultivating mindful communication, we are able to create an environment of openness and trust, which provides a foundation for healthy and fulfilling family relationships. Cultivating empathy within the family is another important practice that allows us to understand the feelings of others and to share in their experiences. This involves recognizing that all beings have their own unique path, their own unique struggles, and their own unique joys. In addition to these practical communication skills, resolving conflicts with compassion is another critical element in cultivating a mindful family life. Conflicts are unavoidable within any relationship, and they should not be suppressed, but rather seen as opportunities for growth and understanding. When conflicts arise, it is important to approach them with a compassionate intention, with the aspiration to find a mutually beneficial solution, one that respects the needs and perspectives of all parties involved. The practice of forgiveness is also vital in resolving family conflicts. Forgiveness is about releasing the resentment or ill will we might be holding onto, approaching the situation with an open heart, and choosing to move forward by releasing ourselves from negativity. It's not about forgetting what happened, but choosing to move beyond it, and creating a space for new and more harmonious interactions. Forgiveness is a sign of strength and an act of self-compassion, and is key to healing relationships. The Buddhist scriptures also offer very practical guidance in cultivating harmonious family life. The story of Nakulapita and Nakulamita is a great example of a devoted couple who embodied the teachings in their lives. The Buddha praised the profound dedication in their aspiration and offered them guidance on how they could cultivate a relationship that was filled with love, wisdom, and compassion. The Buddha also stated to them, "Well then, householder, you should train yourselves thus. Our hearts shall not be separated in this life or in future lives. Thus should you train yourselves, and you should train yourselves thus. We shall not be separated from morality or from wisdom in this life or in future lives." Furthermore, the Digajanu Sutta provides guidance on the qualities that contribute to family prosperity, and it highlights the importance of balancing spiritual and worldly duties. The Sutta identifies 4 conditions for family well-being: diligently working to provide for the family, protecting the wealth that has been accumulated, forming good friendships, and maintaining a balanced and sustainable life through careful and mindful management of resources. Integrating Buddhist values in modern family life. Integrating Buddhist values in modern family life is about adapting ancient wisdom to the challenges and complexities of the modern world. In today's fast-paced world, it's essential to find ways to balance the demands of work and family while also maintaining space for spiritual practice. This is why mindful scheduling becomes important. Mindful scheduling means organizing our time in a way that supports our well-being, making space for ourselves, our family, and spiritual practice. For example, we may choose to dedicate 15 minutes for daily meditation to spend quality time with our children, or to have regular family dinners where everyone can be fully present. It also means incorporating simple and realistic practices into our daily routines, such as mindful breathing, meditation, or regular gratitude sessions with our families. Teaching children Buddhist values such as kindness, compassion, generosity, and respect is also essential to cultivating a healthy family environment. This means not only teaching them about these principles but also leading by example. When we as adults are able to embody these values, it becomes easier for our children to learn them and follow in our footsteps. The practice of mindful family life is not always easy. It requires effort, dedication, and a commitment to growth both personally and as a family unit, but the rewards are immense, leading to greater harmony, happiness, and fulfillment. It's about recognizing that family life can be not an obstacle but a profound opportunity for spiritual growth, and that by meeting our loved ones with kindness, wisdom, and compassion, we can build the foundations of a truly peaceful and loving home. This is the path to liberation, a path that is walked together as a family. Therefore, living mindfully in the family is a journey of continuous learning and growth. It's about embracing the opportunity to practice the teachings in the most intimate of relationships. 25:00 In conclusion, the common misconception that Buddhist practice requires abandoning family stems from a limited understanding of the teachings, overlooking the very real and powerful opportunities for spiritual growth that exist within our own homes. The Buddha's own life as a husband, father, and son serves as a reminder that it is possible to navigate the complexities of family life while staying true to the path of enlightenment, and it is through this path that we are able to cultivate compassion, patience, and understanding. Family is therefore not an obstacle but a profound and valuable context for the journey. Ultimately, the spiritual path is not an individual journey but rather one that is shared with all, and especially those closest to us. When approached with awareness and intention, our family relationships become powerful opportunities to embody the Buddhist teachings. The daily interactions within our families offer countless moments to practice patience, kindness, forgiveness, and mindful communication. It's within this environment that we learn about ourselves, our attachments, our reactions, and our potential for growth. By embracing our families with wisdom and compassion, we are able to create a space of love and support where each member is encouraged to thrive not only as individuals but as a loving unit. Therefore, let us see our families as the incredible gifts that they are, and let us engage in our family lives with compassion, understanding, and mindful awareness as we all walk together on the path towards liberation. Remember that liking and subscribing shows your support. May all be well. May all be happy. May all find peace. And thank you for joining us here at Wisdom and Wealth. Until next time, may your life be filled with purpose, peace, and prosperity. Please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to this Buddhist doctrine channel.